What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phase 6, your source for music, business, motivation, and support. It's your boy, Sir Love. It's another episode of Ask Sir Love. Ask Sir Love. There we go. And on this episode, on this channel, on this particular series on this channel, what I do is I answer questions that you all send in. And today, I got a question in from E. E says, "Great to see you back in full effect, bro." I appreciate it, E. Thank you, man. It's been a while. I always come back and play with this, man. I have a love for music that's just undeniable, passion in me. So to come back and give this information to you guys is really a pleasure. Continue to share, continue to show me love, and I'm gonna continue making this thing happen. Okay, so your question is, how does a newly signed artist make money on a regular basis? Do they just live off the advance until they blow up and start bringing in millions? That's a great question. Well, believe it or not, I mean, if you've got an advance, then you're already in a different space, right? Well, you said newly signed. All right, let's go back. You're not talking about independent. So when you get newly signed as a newly signed artist, it depends on your situation. Before you become a newly signed artist, you could be in a lot of different scenarios. You could be just dead broke and got plucked out of obscurity. You can be an artist that's already touring on the road, making money. You can be an artist that's doing good, is making good revenue streaming. You could have written a bunch of songs for people and have revenue on that side. Most artists, by the time they get to the place where they're actually getting signed, there is some type of revenue that they're already generating. They may have a record that's hot and they're doing shows. Like I had an artist that I was working with, only at the time had, I think, 1,500 followers, but we were getting $1,500 a month because, she had fans. She had more fans than followers, right? And we was able to work it a certain type of way. So anywhere from $500 to $1,500 a show, I was negotiating, and we were traveling, going out of country, and all that other type of stuff. So it really depends on the situation, the management, the savviness of the management, and all sorts of other different factors. So every artist isn't just dead broke before they get on, all right? That's just a small example, right? Because once you scale that, I didn't necessarily get an opportunity to scale that with that artist. But when you continue to scale that and grow, you get a record that's moving in your local town or your local region, right? You get a couple different states rocking with you, and you can do, $1,500 every weekend in a different, college campus, a different small town, a different whatever. You put yourself in a position to make good cash. So when you say, how does a newly signed artist make money? Well, the first way they make money is by being about their business before they got signed. So you're doing merch, you're doing licensing deals, you're doing shows, and your streaming numbers are at least, semi-significant, right? If you make about a band per, if you're about to make a band per million streams, 4 million streams, it's too late at night. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's too late for me to go through all this. But you get the point. If you're making money off your streams, then all of it, comes together, right? If you make a certain amount of money every month. Anyway, let's keep it pushing. So I want to dive deeper into the question. What are the aspects? Do they just live off the advance until they blow? Now, if you were an artist that was broke, because I think that's the question here. If you're an artist that was broke and you end up in a situation and you got to goddamn just hit the button and start moving, the question becomes how? What do you do? You got an advance, you don't have any cash flow, you basically was hot, someone bet on you, they took a risk, and now you're trying to survive. Well, in some scenarios, the label will actually give you a stipend. It'll be a part of the deal. They'll give you what's called a per diem or a stipend. I've seen it many times, help negotiate it for artists, where the label would provide an apartment for a certain period of time. They'd also provide a vehicle for a certain period of time. Now, mind you, everything they provide you is recoupable. So let's say they get you an apartment and the rent on an apartment is $1,500 a month. Well, they might be charging you $2,500, $3,000 a month, like twice what it costs against your tab, on the label side. This typically happens in shopping deals. You sign to a production company, they do the shopping deal with the labels, their job to continue making your project. The label's willing to has a certain amount of money that as a stipend for per diem, and so the label might be giving you $1,000 a week. I think the last one that I've seen that I personally saw and was involved in, it was $800 a week. It was $800 a week. There was multiple members of the band, and so they were all getting $800 a week. They had a 4-bedroom apartment to share, and they had, I think, 2 cars amongst them to get around, right? And so the label do things like that because they don't want you to go get a job. They don't want you to work. They want you to focus on making music, right? And so they look at it kind of like carrying costs if you had an apartment. So if you buy an apartment there's this period of time in which you own the apartment complex, but you don't have any people in it, or you're doing construction on it, or whatever's happening. It's not making money. It's just sitting there, but you still have to pay the loan on the apartment complex. Well, every month that goes by, you're losing money. And the hope is that by the time you actually get the product on the market and you rent the units out, or you sell the units if it's a condo or whatever it is, that you're going to recoup all the money that you lost during the period of time which you were building it, or you were renovating, or whatever you were doing to the property, and you were losing. It's called carrying costs in real estate. In the music industry, it's just recoupable. It's the same type of concept. It's, yeah, we plan on getting your album out next year. We're going to sponsor all these costs for a year. By the end of the year, and when we drop your project, we're confident we're going to make everything back that we gave you. If not, it's already built in your contract. So over the next 3 albums, you're going to have to pay us back for all of that anyway. So we're really not losing any money. As long as we believe you're going to be successful, then we're going to get our money back. It's how they look at it. So are they just surviving? No. You typically have some type of structure. And as far as the advance is concerned, the advance should be used for the production of the project, music videos, marketing initiatives, studio time, whatever it is associated with making the project hot. This is one of the reasons why advances are lower now, because the cost of doing everything are lower. It used to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to shoot a video, hundreds of thousands of dollars to record an album, blah, 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 blah. These days, it doesn't. You can shoot a great video for $30,000. And if you have someone that's really talented and underground, they can shoot a great video or passable video for $5,000, right? Studio time, an engineer used to cost a couple $100 an hour. Now you can get an engineer for $20 an hour, right? So just depending, just understanding how things go, like they don't give as much money because the money was for those types of marketing initiatives. And in the past, being that music was making a lot of money and everybody wanted to look glitz and glam, they would spend a lot of the money, right, on clothes and jewelry and all this, and those were like music video costs, right? It's a part of the look for the video. And this is why they also rented cars and rented jewelry and all this other type of stuff. So to answer your question, an artist that's about their business is already going to have money coming into it. And an artist that's not is going to be in a scenario where the label pretty much supports them during that period, and they're going to have to pay pretty much normally double everything that the label fronted for them in their recoupable costs. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that made sense. I think I attacked everything on there. Yep, this is what they do until they blow up and start making millions. For all of those that are watching this right now, look. You see this thing right here? Wait, where is it? Bow, bow, bow. Hit that right there. Support your boy. You like watching these videos. You want to see him keep going. Hit your boy with some love. And if you want to chat with me and get to know me a little bit better, set up a call. Let's talk. If you want to get a discount on things in the store, do so. Visit the website. Check out all the great things that we have. I do send out opportunities and blasts and whatnot. You should sign up for the newsletter list to get that type of stuff. No, I do not hit you with random stuff because I do not have the time to make random stuff. Download some free stuff that I have on there. And as always, I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little bit about a lot. Always want to give you everything that I got right here on Phase 6. Thank you for your time. Take care.